The country's infrastructure continues to crumble. The road network is collapsing more each day, while buildings and other infrastructure remain in a state of disrepair. Experts suggest regular maintenance will help address the country's infrastructure woes, but will officials listen? Professor Veruscha Fester, who is an Assistant Dean of Research, Technology, Innovation and Partnership at the Peninsula University of Technology, joins me now to discuss this. Thank you so much for your time this evening, Professor. We do appreciate it. I mean, it doesn't take much to just drive out and look at the infrastructure that's completely dilapidated in and around us. And many are asking how it even got to this point in the first place. Do you think it's a lack of understanding of how important it is to really maintain our infrastructure? Or do you just think that there's just no resources to do this? What do you think has caused our infrastructure to look like this in the country?
Thank you very much for having me. I think preventative maintenance is an important issue that needs to be addressed within the country. So at CPUT, we try to ensure that we prepare our students adequately to tackle these challenges.
So maybe just speak to us about how you provide these skills to students at the university, because many would say that many skilled people in the infrastructure sector have either decided to leave the sector because of how difficult it is and the challenges they face, or others are just not skilled or equipped enough to deal with the infrastructure challenges. So how do you, at a higher level, education level, do you equip students to understand the infrastructure challenges and to make it a better space and place?
Thank you. So our graduate attributes for our students is, we try to ensure that they have technological capability and foresight, resilience and problem solving, ethical capability, as well as relational capability, because these are all important in ensuring that you can do your work effectively.
Are you finding, though, that there's an interest from students to be part of the infrastructure sector in this country? We've seen many reports from key entities, for example, Transnet, Eskom, of there being a desperate need of skilled workers. Are you finding that students are keen to be part of the solution?
Definitely, we had an engagement. It's important for us to engage with our stakeholders. And we had an engagement recently with SANRAL. And we had in the afternoon probably 150 students that came to learn more about SANRAL and how they can contribute to the work that's being done on our national roads and facilities.
Okay, Professor, I'm just wondering, though, if you are able to just go in a little bit more detail around the state of infrastructure in this country. If we just look at what's happening, for example, at Eskom, there's a huge issue around maintenance and how the infrastructure at our power utility has just been left to deteriorate, and that's possibly contributing to the rolling blackouts that we are experiencing. Transnet, also, PRASA, the list is endless. What do you think went wrong when it comes to our infrastructure in South Africa and how it got to this point?
I think it's the lack of preventative maintenance and planning. At CPUT, we do offer facilities management, for example, that ensure that students can prepare for this role. Also, internships and working together with more experienced engineers is also required, especially. If you have somebody that knows how to do something and they can show you the right way to do it, I think that is very important.
You keep mentioning preventative maintenance, and it just seems as though there is a lack of understanding when it comes to government officials to have this preventative maintenance. I mean, we're showing some of our visuals of rail infrastructure, and we've covered this time and time again, where completely dilapidated, everything has been stolen, even the rail lines have been taken. I think we've passed the point of preventative maintenance in a lot of our key entities. How do we emphasize this to government officials that we actually need to have preventative maintenance before we get to a point where we are currently in the country?
Yes, so it's very difficult to go back to that, but we need to ensure that moving forward with new developments, that we make that a core part of our daily operations.
Okay, thank you so much for your time this evening, Professor. We do appreciate it. That was Professor Veruscha Fester from the Cape Peninsula University of Technology.